You hear thoughts all day. They sound like you. They speak in your voice. They know your history. But what if I told you they're not actually yours? That constant inner dialogue. It's not the voice of truth. It's the echo of programming. From childhood, from culture, from trauma, from repetition. It's not who you are. It's just who you learn to be. Here's the trap most high functioners fall into. You believe because you can think clearly, you must be in control of your thoughts. But the research says otherwise. Neuroscientists estimate that up to 90 to 95% of our thoughts are repetitive and mostly unconscious. They don't arise from present awareness. They arise from subconscious patterns, memorized emotional loops, conditioned identity narratives, and old neural architecture. You're not thinking new thoughts. You're recycling old ones. The mind isn't a mirror of truth. It's a predictive program run in scripts written long before you knew you were watching. And here's the punchline. You can't change your life until you change the code it's built on. Yogic science calls this the false self, a structure of thought, sensation, and memory mistaken for identity. In Sanskrit, it's called asmita, the egoic illusion of I am this. But here's the liberation. You are not your thoughts. You are the one watching them. And the moment you can observe a thought without fusing with it, you've already disarmed its power. Modern neuroscience agrees. Mindfulness-based fMRI studies show that when subjects witness thoughts neutrally, the default mode network, the part of the brain tied to ego and narrative, deactivates. You exit the loop. You stop believing the broadcast. You return to signal. That's the real power. Self-awareness as interruption. So how do you rewrite the program? Not by arguing with it, not by stacking productivity hacks on top of old code. You rewire it from the body, where the emotional roots of thought live. Here's how. 1. Use the breath to change the brain. Conscious breathing changes brainwave activity. Slow exhales stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, shifting your brain from survival mode into neuroplastic receptivity. A study in Frontiers in Human Neuroscience found that deep breathing enhanced theta brainwave activity, the same frequency used in subconscious reprogramming and meditation. So, before you think, breathe. It shifts your internal chemistry from reactivity to receptivity. 2. Self-inquiry, thought or truth. Ask this one powerful question. Who told me this? When you catch a limiting thought, pause. Ask, is this a truth or a memory dressed as a thought? Every time you question the narrative, you weaken its neural grip. Every time you breathe through the emotion behind it, you rewire your response. 3. Repattern in transition states. Use the morning and evening theta windows. When the mind is naturally programmable, whisper new beliefs into those spaces. I no longer serve this thought. I am more than this pattern. I choose a new broadcast. Consistency is key. The subconscious speaks the language of repetition plus emotion. And your breath is the delivery system. As your inner code begins to shift, so does everything else. Not instantly, but unmistakably. You stop reacting to old triggers. Opportunities feel less effortful. People begin to meet you at the frequency you now embody. Because you're no longer projecting your past. You're broadcasting from presence. And the field always responds to the dominant signal, not the conscious goal. So here it is. Stop upgrading your strategy. Start upgrading your signal. Don't just think differently. Breathe differently. Feel differently. Respond differently. Because the thoughts you hear the most aren't the truest. They're just the oldest. And when you stop obeying the old mind, you begin to remember the truth beneath it. You were never your programming. You were always the presence, watching it unravel.